Alright, free man here. I also wanted to follow up with my last video about Tommy Sotomayor. I called him Tony. The issue you have may be stemming from a hurt from black women. I believe you stated that. You said, see, whenever you get people talking about things that happen in their childhood and in relation what their current problems are, it's usually the childhood problems they've had to why they're complaining about something. He talks about the black woman all the time, right? Me personally, I understand complications with black women, but that doesn't give me the right, or it doesn't make me a man to just focus on what they're doing and the problems that they're having. What it does is gives me the right to help in solving the problems. I'm gonna give you an example of the psyche that this plays on the community and the psyche that it plays on his viewers. If you get on a video complaining about a black woman and how you get these messages of go die, you black tar faggot, and all of these things, and then you respond and saying, see, this is why I don't like black women, they're disrespectful and all of this, you're creating this image of a black woman to the youth, these young black men, or even these young black women, to where they have this stereotype about black women. Now, I will agree that some black women are very, very unruly. They're very ruthless, right? But this is some black women, and he knows it's some black women. He understands that it's not all black women, but in the sense of you constantly saying, see, this is why I don't like these hair-headed hooligans and these black bitches. What you're doing is creating a generalization of all black women the more you say it. So the viewers subconsciously start to think all black women only good for shaking their ass in front of the camera and uneducated. And then you get young black men strengths. First of all, black men have always had an issue with dating outside of their race. That has always been a problem. I can't tell you who to date, I can't tell you who to love, who to be with, but that has always been a problem. So when you always say, see, this is what I don't like about black women, the young black men are constantly being provoked to not date black women or deal with black women. And then a rise in interracial relationships become not necessarily a problem, but from the general perception of black culture, they believe that black men do not like to date black women. A young black man says, I'd rather date that white woman over this black woman because the black woman has an attitude problem and I can't deal with that. But as a black man, see, that's a cop-out. See, what you're really saying is, I lust after that white woman, so I'm gonna make an excuse against a black woman to where I don't look like I'm a sellout. So you say, well, a black woman has an attitude problem, I just can't deal with it. I'd rather date a white woman who's subservient and who will bow down to me as her king, and she does everything for me, she pleases me, she compliments me every day, and such, this image of the white woman. But the reality is, black men are not as strong as they used to be. So when an obstacle comes their way, they're running to the fences to this white woman. Now, once again, I'm not some black supremacist, but in the sense of uplifting my black people first, before I look to any other race, I would be a black supremacist, because I think it's important that we uplift our people. There's too much. I agree with Tommy Sotomayor about the flooding of video vixens just shaking their ass with tattoos all over their ass, and that's all they're known for. That's what they're represented as. But it's not as simple as that. A lot of these young black women are paying their ways through college. And you say, well, just go get a job at some place and some little job, help pay for college. Okay, a lot of these young black women have children. It's not a moral standard to where they just want to do that. A lot of them are poor, impoverished. They don't have much money. They don't have a solid family setting. And $2,500 a video shoot, or making up to $1,500, $3,000 stripping, is a source of income to provide for their children, or to provide for themselves, right? So in that perspective, you have to understand the survival mentality of the black woman. Comparably, you can say what they're doing, subjecting their bodies to this image, is the same as subjecting the young black man's image to selling drugs and only wanting to be a rapper. A lot of this is due to the fact that they're surviving. See, that's the key word, survival. Surviving. Do I condone selling drugs? Do I condone selling crack to your brethren? No, I do not condone that. And that should be the last resort. But a lot of the times, that is the last resort. A lot of these young brothers do fill out applications. 95-degree weather, they out filling out applications left and right. Through the whole week to week, can't get a job. They homie, saying, man, I see you out there trying to get a job, man. Hey, I'm gonna give you a little work, man, until you can get a job. I think you should get you a little work, man. Get you a little hustle, make a little money until you can get yourself on your feet. Now, is that brother wrong for trying to help his brother out? No, he's not wrong in trying to help his brother out. Because if you look at that, that is the most generous thing you can do for your people, is try to help your brother out. See, we get on these people out here, we get on these young brothers out there selling dope. But a lot of these cats who are, I would say, recruited into selling dope, the people that recruit them into it or help them are literally helping them survive. Right? Now, that doesn't mean the act is condoned. No, the act is not condoned. The thought behind the act, the reason behind the act is condoned because you're trying to help. You see that brother out there sweating. He come back sweating, shirt all damp and wet because he been ripping and running, filling out applications. And you see, damn, I see you, man. I see you out there trying to get a job. Hey, man, let me talk to you for a minute. I got a little work here, man. Man, you can make a little money. It ain't right. This ain't the lifestyle I don't think you should have. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, you gotta survive. You gotta eat, right? So it's the same in the sense of this female who sees that, man, it's hard for me to get a job because it's hard for black females to get jobs as well, right? Or at least jobs that can help them survive and pay bills and such and such. So they get into twerking, dancing, becoming video models, video vixens, hip-hop models. You see, there are more hip-hop models now than there were ever in the history of hip-hop, right? So it's a survival tool. I don't condone it, but don't bash that young lady for trying to survive. Not everyone has the blessings and privileges of having a solid family background where your parents make enough money to put you through college. Not everyone has that background. So you have to keep this in mind when you see these young ladies. And see what he is, what it is he's thinking about the black female intellectually and morally as scum, but physically he treats them as goddesses. He treats them with the utmost respect because that's out of lust and a love for their physical appearance. Oh, if they're fine, if they ain't bought much, they uneducated, but I would have sex with them, right? And stop doing that. Stop talking about the black woman like that. Now, of course, the black woman in that regard has a responsibility for young black girls to not be that image, to bring them into that lifestyle, because a lot of young black girls see that and they say, oh, I want to do that. And what happens is a lot of them start to gradually lose motivation to finish school. So they want to be a video vixen now. They want to be a video vixen. I want to dance. I want to shake my ass all in front of cameras because I see you all doing it and you're making all this money. Right? So they have a sense of responsibility in that regard. And I think it's their responsibility to go to high schools and middle schools and colleges and talk to these young black girls about that lifestyle, because you're out there, you're in a public image now. Middle schoolers, young black boys know who you are. Young black girls know who you are. These high schoolers know who you are when you're dancing all over the screen. They know you, right? So it would be positive for you to show up at a school one day and talk to the young black girls about your life and your reasons to why you did what you did, and try to help them stay in school and stay away from that life. And that's also Mr. Tommy Sotomayor's responsibility as well, because the same way he talks to his daughter, I believe he has a daughter, a young daughter. He had a daughter in his video, and he says, well, I will never let my daughter do. You should have that same consciousness about talking about the young black woman and trying to uplift them and give them a pep talk, give them motivational speeches, uplift some motivational videos speaking to the black woman. Dedicate your whole video to just speaking positively about the black woman, because you're doing nothing positive or beneficial to uplift their self-esteem. The more you talk down about them, the worse it gets. They're human. The exterior may be very rough and jagged and tough, but the interior is still a woman. It's still a female. She has emotions. So when you talk down about her like that, she's hurt. And it only makes it worse that you praise or you show favoritism and bias toward mixed women and white women, Asian women, Italian women, Hispanic women, non-black women. That makes them feel less worthless, less of worth, rather. So you as a black man in that position where you predominantly have more black women viewing your videos than any other culture's female, you have to speak positive about them as well. Criticism, sure, it's okay to have criticism, because hey, some people need to be told, hey, you're doing some very disgraceful things. But there's a way to go about criticizing, because I look at it this way. There's a saying, you have spit on your face. Let's go check the person's face who spit on you. In other words, did you spit on their face to where they spit back on your face? So there's a cause for everything. Don't play this victim role, because it makes you look like less of a man. Trust me. That looks very bad, for you to blame the black woman for agitating you.